I'm Baby T, the baddest storyteller on YouTube. Sit tight, because this gist will blow your mind.
Hi, my name is Layla, and this is the story of how I found out I was sold by my own mother. No, not abandoned, sold, like a second-hand couch or an unwanted pair of shoes. And the worst part, I didn't find out until it was quite too late, when she was already smiling on stage, accepting a Mother of the Year award. But don't worry, I made sure her little secret went public. I grew up in Cape Town, South Africa, in a small, quiet suburb. My so-called mother, Marlene, was cold, distant. I never once heard her say, "I love you." I always called her auntie. She never corrected me. She said my real mother had died in childbirth, but something about her felt off, like she was hiding something, and sometimes she'd stare at me like she resented. I existed. She never hugged me, never tucked me in, and yet we lived in the same house for 18 years. There was this other woman. Her name was Claudia. She was elegant, powerful, drove a shiny white car and wore pearls like she was born with them. She used to visit sometimes. Marlene said she was a friend of the family, but Claudia always looked at me strangely, with this weird mix of pride and guilt. I once caught her crying while watching me from the car. When I asked Marlene who she really was, she slapped me hard and said, "Don't ever ask about people above your level."
Hi, my name is Baby T, and I tell the craziest, wildest stories you've ever heard. So you better like this video and subscribe right now, before I go and tell my mama about you. What are you waiting for? Let's get back to the story.
On my 18th birthday, Marlene forgot. Again. No card, no cake, no hug, just silence. I went into her room while she was out looking for candles. Not for my birthday. We had load shedding again. And that's when I found it. A faded S0ld folder inside her drawer. Inside was a birth certificate, my name, my date of birth. But the mother's name was not Marlene. It was Sir Claudia van Rensburg. My blood turned to ice. I printed the papers and confronted Marlene. She didn't deny it. She just laughed. "You think I wanted a baby? Your mother paid me to take you." She wanted to protect her reputation. Rich little Claudia couldn't have an affair baby ruining her perfect life. She was my mother, but she sold me for 40,000 rand. And she paid Marlene to raise me, out of sight, out of mind. I was just a receipt in their perfect little lies. Claudia had married a wealthy businessman, a real estate tycoon. From what I found out, I was born out of an affair, a scandal that would have destroyed her spotless image. So she paid off her poor cousin, Marlene, to raise me, and pretended she was just a helpful relative, a noble volunteer. While I struggled to pay for textbooks and bus fare, Claudia's real daughter, Mia, was studying fashion in Milan. I didn't want revenge, at first, but then I found out. Claudia was about to be honored at a Women of the Year gala, hosted by a local charity. She was being recognized for her selfless charity work with young mothers. The irony made me sick. So I made a plan. I started recording everything. Marlene's confession, the bank statements, the birth certificate, even an old photo of Claudia holding me at the hospital. I compiled it all into a video, voiceover, photos, dates, receipts. It told the whole story, from the affair, to the pregnancy, to the sale, to the lies. I made it look like a documentary, but it was my story, and I scheduled it to go live. Exactly 5 minutes, into Claudia's acceptance speech. I attended the event, sat quietly in the crowd, watched Claudia step on stage with her pearls and crocodile tears. She spoke about motherhood, sacrifice, dignity. She said, "Being a mother means putting your child first, no matter what." At that exact second, the screen behind her flickered, and my video started to play. The crowd gasped. Her husband looked confused. Her daughter turned pale, and Claudia froze. For 5 long minutes, everyone watched the truth unfold, how she had sold her own child, covered it up, and built her reputation on a lie. When the lights came back on, she was gone, fled through the back door, humiliated, exposed, done. The next morning, the story was everywhere. Claudia exposed, was trending. Sponsors dropped her, charities distanced themselves, and her husband filed for divorce. She tried to contact me, said it was a mistake, said she did what she had to do. I didn't respond, because that night, for the first time, I finally slept in peace. So yeah, my mother sold me when I was a baby, but I got my justice. And to anyone out there who feels abandoned, forgotten, or unwanted, let this be your reminder. You're not the shame they tried to bury. You're the truth they can't hide forever.
Hi, my name is Baby T, and I tell the craziest, wildest stories you've ever heard. So you better like this video and subscribe right now, before I go and tell my mama about you. What are you waiting for? Let's get back to the story.